to approach creating a brand experience that will attract, engage people, right? So what humanizing business basically does, in short, is it creates an innovative, a unique brand experience. So you might be two similar products or services in the same category, but your differentiator comes from the talent that you have and the technology that you have, two important T's. And this is what all companies are investing in, talent and technology. But the perspective of investment is talent is a payroll cost, technology, I need a return on investment. But what we are not looking at is what exactly is the return do I want? And this is where I come in. When you are sitting to do brand experience, you don't look at 90 days. You actually look at what is the legacy I want to create? What do I want to pass to my next generation, which means 10 years down the line? And you work backwards. In the process of working backwards, you create the roads, the pathways. When you've created the pathways, there'll be some pathways which is a sidewalk, you walk. There are some pathways which are motorways, you drive. There are some pathways which is in the air, you fly. Those are channels that you use, right? So there's three levels. There's a strategic level where you look at experience from a legacy perspective. You marry or you find that in your business perspective, business strategy. You drop it into how do you want to execute it and when, which comes down to your basic sales plan, marketing plan, production plan, etc. And then you run those plans. Okay, that's what humanizing business does. That's the sustainability aspect.
Wonderful. I think now we are getting into the interesting things which I'm learning really making it very interesting. So understanding you having the 3 decades of experience, and I'm sure that the primary years that you started your career with and the now, like you said, both the talents and technology are interfacing in the creating that brand experience for
correct.
What is your opinion regarding the marketing and the branding that has evolved during these 3 decades that has gone by?
I'm not going to give an opinion, Rakesh, because an opinion becomes a view. Sure. What I would say is that, like everything else, marketing and its subworld of branding has evolved. It has, if we take the Darwinian theory of existence, man has gone from ape to becoming man, and intelligence has gone up. So that's what's happened over 30 years. But what has happened because is technology has driven that evolution. We've had specific technology. So if you want to tell me, when I started my career in 1986, was data not available? Data was available. But 30 years ago, data was a reactive use, in the sense that sales figures would come back from the market. It will take 1 month. And in planning, we would get it in month 2, and we would spend another 3 weeks on it. And then we would get into a regional committee meeting and into a national level to discuss those data. By that time, the data is already 3 months old, right? So the action, the decision we are taking is based on a scenario that is 90 days old. 30 years later, what has happened is the data is coming back at 5 p.m. in the evening, and at 10 o'clock next morning when we are sitting, we are able to take a decision based on what that data is telling us from yesterday, and it's going into the market at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and a new data is coming back at 8 o'clock at night. And this entire process has got, if I may use the word, automated. So because of automation and computerization's ability to calculate, if you look at how data has moved, the calculations that can be done at the speed that it can be done. We've gone from CD-ROMs to thumb drives, and now we are in cloud. Nobody uses CD-ROMs you can't find, So those technological advances, evolutions, has actually impacted how marketing has happened. Because when you used to do marketing 30 years ago, you're looking at a 3-month lag. Channels were very few. 30 years later, you're looking at a 12-hour lag with 12 million channels. It's a nightmare for any marketer to understand where and when. You are no longer looking at a homogeneous group of, oh, I'm talking to a 40-year-old executive with 15 years of career and probably earning a salary of X demographic. You're now talking to Rakesh Rana, Mumbaikar, where, how the personalization has gone down to a huge amount if you want it. So I can offer you a coffee cafe day voucher, knowing that there's a coffee cafe day, for example, below your office. You know, that's the evolution. That's a good part of evolution. There's a bad part, which I think is in the process of evolution. We've lost sight on the bigger picture. We've lost sight on, and well, let me put it, we had lost sight. It's coming back. I can see a distinct trend in what marketing used to be. It used to be connecting and introducing a brand to a prospect. And that connection used to always start with what I call the heart. Marketing is the business of the heart. There's a lot of science involved in it, right? Today, marketing is a pure science. You can be a marketer without doing anything on the design side, actually. I mean, by art design, not design thinking, art design. But the essence of marketing still remains to be a business of the heart, which means psychology, psychography, mindset understanding is very, very emotional. What is termed as soft skills, for a marketer to know that is very important, because when you connect to a customer, it's not what you're saying, it's what is the customer's mindset at the time your message is reaching. So, imagine somebody hanging on the Bombay commute, going back to, Villa Parle or wherever, and you send a WhatsApp message saying you've got a free coffee or you've got a free 5,000 rupees voucher. I don't think the gentleman who's then hanging on to just get to his next stop is going to be taking out his phone to reach it, and that whole offer is lost. So knowing that personal media network is very key, and that's marketing. That's actually understanding the consumer's mindset and mind state. And that's where marketing has evolved to. So today we are focused more on the nitty-gritties or the granularity of tactical marketing than from the back. But I'm slowly noticing a trend across Asia where you see some fantastic emotive marketing communication, not running during festival or related periods, but actually running as thematic brand communication out there.